since the beginning of time, mankind has searched for answers to the big questions. Where did we come from? Is there life after death? Are we alone? But today, in this very YouTube video, you'll be asked to answer the ultimate question. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
Way back in the 1980s.
A marine biologist drew a comic to teach students about the wonderful life of tide pool animals. This was but a blueprint to what would eventually become SpongeBob SquarePants. Honestly, who would have thought something like this would have an impact on the world? SpongeBob has definitely shaped mine and countless others' childhoods. In fact, to this day, SpongeBob memes are shared and sometimes cherished. Well, when I was growing up, there were YouTube poops and SpongeBob edits. Remember those?
Good one, Dickward.
It's no surprise that SpongeBob, out of all characters, was gonna appear in a Nickelodeon fighting game. I mean, come on, name a Nick game that doesn't have SpongeBob in it. Nickelodeon fit for the Wii. SpongeBob has spawned into books, movies, video games, and just about any piece of merchandise you can think of. So today, why don't we take a look at this brave, faithful, and heroic young lad, and why he is more important to Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl than you might think. So before we talk about the game, who is SpongeBob as a character? SpongeBob is most likely the happiest character of all time. He rarely has a frown on his face. The Sponge himself is a really big dork? No, wait, that's not right. Not a dork.
A goofball?
Well, closer, but no.
Ding-a-ling! Wing-nut!
Knucklehead McSpazzatron!
Alright, you guys get the point. Ever since SpongeBob was unborn, he was interested in a Krabby Patty. In fact, SpongeBob's first words were, "May I take your order?" And if you haven't guessed it, fry cooking is his passion. And if you think his burgers are amazing, you should see what SpongeBob can do with just a small bottle of bubbles. SpongeBob can turn his bubbles into just about anything. You want to see a duck? Well, there goes a duck. You want to see a giraffe? No, wait, there we go. There's a giraffe. He's even made sentient life because he was bored. In some of his games, SpongeBob uses his bubbles as a form of attacks. There's a bowling ball, a Viking helmet, and sometimes just a plain bubble. And, wait, you guys smell that? That smells like...
Karate!
SpongeBob is also fluent in the high-class art of karate. When he fights, he usually puts on these large red gloves and this red helmet. And to top things off, SpongeBob is an excellent jellyfisher. Jellyfish Field seems to be the best place to go to look for one. But watch out for their stingers.
Stingers?
SpongeBob's pet Gary also appears in SpongeBob's home stage. Hey, does anyone remember when Have You Seen the Snail was coming out? And Cartoon Network made their own version of Gary just to say, well, yeah, he joined to our network. Jellyfish Fields in All-Star Brawl has various jellyfish that we've seen from the show, such as the standard pink ones and the king and queen jellyfish. You can even spot some urchins chilling on some rocks. Now that we know who this little square guy is, I think it's time we finally take a look at... Well, first things first, let's start with his entrance animation. This realistic hand that drops SpongeBob into the middle of the stage is actually Hans. You might have remembered him from the theme song, or even the hand that cured SpongeBob from the suds. The way SpongeBob moves his body in his idle animation reminds me of how he moves in the Battle for Bikini Bottom video game. SpongeBob's down light attack is a reference to the floor sweep the sponge did in the episode Culture Shock. His light neutral air looks to be a reference to this frame in the sponge dance. His light dash attack is a reference to SpongeBob spinning around during the technique. SpongeBob uses his jellyfish net for his strong neutral and his strong neutral air. SpongeBob puts on his karate gloves for his strong up and strong up air. His down strong and down strong air is a reference to the imagination rainbow from the Idiot Box episode. And don't you lie to me, devs. I grew up watching Super Mario Bros. Z. These moves are the same! And what would SpongeBob be without his memes? His strong dash attack is a reference to this slip frame in the episode Crabs a la Mode. SpongeBob's neutral special is a bubble projectile. His up special is the hydrodynamic spatula from the first episode of the show. His down special is a reference to the bite SpongeBob does in the I'm With Stupid episode. And SpongeBob's taunt is a reference to the chicken scene in the Season 9 episode Little Yellow Book. But you might recognize the meme as Mocking SpongeBob. Mocking SpongeBob was also seen as an idle animation for the Battle for Bikini Bottom rehydrated video game. SpongeBob's ult is a reference to the soda drink hat from the episode One Crab's Trash. His victory animation is referenced to multiple scenes put together. The spin he does is similar to the one seen in the SpongeBob movie. You know, the part where Mindy gives him his mermaid magic. And the dance at the end is also the same iconic dance from the Band Geeks episode. SpongeBob's renders in the games are based off these images. You can tell that the devs went all out with these references, and I'm all here for it. You know, when you hover over SpongeBob's render on the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl website, his codename is Apple. I've seen so many people say it's a reference to his pineapple home, and yeah, sure, he lives in a pineapple, but I like to think the codename is actually referring to the fact that SpongeBob is the core of Nickelodeon. He's basically the mascot. When I think about Nickelodeon as a whole, SpongeBob isn't too far away from my thoughts. SpongeBob has been growing strong for years, and I can't wait to see. And now you know everything there is to know about SpongeBob SquarePants. And this has been Kingly Nerd, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.